22 miles between you and me, watching the information man behind his information booth, juggling predictable conversation with folks who look like iceberg lettuce, and who believe that these flat lines of small talk will give us life. I want them to leave, like a big deal orchestra removing itself from the string section so I can fiddle with fate and make music. There is a distance the size of bravery. It forms like words in the mouth of a baby, reaching out for the point where all things meet. On one side of this space, I am standing like shoe polish on an overstocked shelf, hoping that someday somebody will pick me to make things better. On the other side of this space sits the information man, who I imagine holds down his second job as church bartender behind the locked doors leading to the tower we are not allowed to see. Now, this is not a showdown or a shootout. We are not facing off, but I can feel the rumble between dusk and dawn, as if the chance to come clean with myself will become outlawed unless I relax. I have heard that if you pull a breath through the second hole of a harmonica, tuned to the key of Georgia, while the train moves by on the tail end of dusk, there's a good chance you'll finally know what it means to rest. And I have not yet rested. It takes a long time to make love with someone who hates themselves. And it feels like I've been standing here exactly that long when finally the rain outside drops off and takes everyone in this rest area with it, except for me and the information man. If we were created in God's image, then when God was a child, he smushed fire ants with his fingertips and avoided tough questions. There are ways around being the go-to person, even for ourselves. But tonight, we're going to get the answer, and you know what I'm talking about. The answer. Emphasis on E-answer. So I put my best foot forward and take the kind of deep breath that gives me away as someone who deals with anxiety and odd numbers every minute. In between it, the info guy's eyes grab me and shift back and forth, like mopping the sweat with the sweat I bottle, mopping the floor with the sweat I sweat in battles against myself. He's got me locked in and is smiling. If you've never been rocked back by the presence of purpose, this poem is too soon for you. Return to your mediocrity, plug it into an amplifier, and rethink yourself, because tonight we're searching for the answer. I'm ready for your rejection and rebirthing balance in my stutter steps when finally the info guy pipes up like C.R. Avery on a piano box and says to me, I can tell you're looking for answers. Just like I can see when Kenny Rogers is at a Macy's. So for a sip of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, man. You can't have alcohol here. This is the rest area. If I hadn't gotten so much in life wrong, I would have gotten it right by now. I talk a whole bunch, but I really only know a few things, so I'm not saying to follow along verbatim here. I'll just tell you the things I tell myself, the things I know. I know our shoes were stitched from songs about highways. The best songs are the songs about Georgia. Even though I've never been there, it's the only place I still believe in Jesus. I know you've got to spare yourself the futility of making fun of God, because that guy hadn't talked. Ever. I know that troubleshooting yourself in the foot and acting as the center of your own universe is a tricky dichotomy to deal with. But yes, you are the center of the universe. If you weren't, you wouldn't be here. So as the middle of space and everything in it, it is your job to know that the emptiness is just emptiness, and the stars are stars, and the flying rocks are... So please, stop inviting walls into wide open spaces. I know everything is out there. That's why they call it everything. I know there are nights you will lay your head to rest and have a moment of brilliance that forms into the perfect order of words. But when you wake up, you will have forgotten the idea completely,